The N4T Tucson investigators uncover the violent past of the dead suspected shooter from last week's Amtrak train shooting, which left a DEA agent dead and 2 other drug task force officers injured. His criminal history now raising several questions. N4T Tucson's Corus Nylander has more in tonight's investigation.
Darian Taylor was found dead in one of the train's restrooms after a shootout with police. With his criminal history, some law enforcement experts tell me they don't believe he should have ever been able to make it onto that train. It was a deadly volley of shots that shocked Tucson and the nation last week, killing DEA agent Michael Garbo and injuring 2 other drug task force officers. The suspected shooter, Darian Taylor, killed by return fire. The N4T Tucson investigators now learning Taylor was a felon out of Oakland, California. The Alameda County Sheriff's Office there confirming Taylor posted a $255,000 bail, having to pay around $25,000 up front in December last year after being booked for attempted murder of a police officer, which was then reduced to assault with a deadly weapon, as well as resisting arrest by removing their firearm. The sheriff's office says he was already a felon with a weapons charge. The N4T Tucson investigators received court documents detailing the charges against Taylor. According to the documents, officers arrested Taylor for a warrant out of Sacramento for a robbery and assault with deadly weapon charge, for shooting into a dwelling involving cruelty to a child. The court records say Taylor requested to use the restroom. As an officer escorted him and uncuffed him, Taylor lunged at the officer, trying to disarm them.
I feel that that individual should not have even been on that train in Arizona, should not have never even made it there.
Sergeant Raymond Kelly with the Alameda County Sheriff's Office believes Agent Garbo's death was preventable. He blames efforts in California to try and free up space in jails due to the pandemic.
We're arresting people on violent crimes, and they're turning around and they're getting out. And then they're going into other communities.
We really want to extend our sincere condolences to the family of the DEA agent that was fallen.
Alameda County Chief Assistant District Attorney Terry Wiley says in this case, the judge implemented pre-COVID bail.
I'm not saying that the bail was fair. I just think that when you look at the bail was not out of the norm. If the court had gone with the post-COVID or COVID bail schedule, the bail would have been much lower.
But Wiley says looking back at Taylor's case, the judge could have imposed additional bail for the weapons offense, able to add additional bail on all 3 counts, but instead only included bail on 1 of the counts because it was just 1 gun involved.
So if she had stacked the 3 offenses, the bail would have been $355,000 as opposed to $255,000.
Even at the lower amount, Wiley says it is unusual that he was able to make bail.
Given his record and his background, it actually was unusual for someone like him to actually make bail.
It kind of remains a mystery to you how he was able to acquire those funds?
Yes.
Frank Figliuzzi is a former FBI Assistant Director of Counterintelligence. He reviewed Taylor's criminal history and is concerned by his release.
This is someone who really should not have been out on the street, and it should cause all of us to wonder what's happening with the courts, what's happening with activist DAs, activist judges, and is there an overcrowding situation that's causing violent criminals to be bonded out?
We're continuing to look into cases of felons being released early. If you have a story you'd like us to investigate, email us at investigators@KVOA.com, or you can call our tip line at 955-4444. Investigating for you, Corus Nylander, N4T Tucson.